After a rough night, Gordon confronts the staff.
Overall, honestly, pretty disappointing. Both in the kitchen and the dining room. There's one thing in here that I would change instantly. On the back of my experience today, and that's you. Why? You are the executive chef. You're supposed to be a leader, a motivator. You are seriously leading this place into bankruptcy. Because the big problem in this restaurant, Pinto, is in the kitchen. Fresh frozen, slow thaw.
Ramsey doesn't know what the hell he's talking about when it comes to this food preparation. I mean, the guy isn't making any sense at all.
If this was your restaurant, would you be freezing everything, portioning it, and then dropping in bowls of water to defrost it to recook it? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Embarrassing. Get the message. Now show me your pride. Chef, because I'm waiting. And unfortunately, whether you like it or not, the two people behind you, it's them you're dragging down. That's why I'm pissed. So cut the bullshit. Get ready for some changes, because Cafe 36 needs it urgently. Good night.
Good night, Ramsey. You know, Trace, I didn't want things to end like this. I thought we actually could have been friends. But now I know that's never gonna happen. I'm truly sorry. Goodbye. Ooh.
Alright, so we have Chef Seth here. Now, he's going to be showing us how he makes his Beef Wellington. Now, what kind of meat do you use?
Well, I usually just go for the fresh, frozen, slow thawed meat once we get there.
Okay, and for your Beef Wellington, what does it take to make a good one?
Well, you gotta have hard work. You gotta work hard.
Okay.
Perseverance.
Right.
And more hard work. Because you gotta work twice as hard as you persevere. Alright, now the first step in making our Beef Wellington is we're gonna season our meat. So let's just get it right here, slide our plate over, and we're gonna wanna cut that bugger. We'll just pull that knife out of there like that.
Always something up your sleeve?
Oh, we're gonna trick up the sleeve, you know what I mean? Okay, now we're just gonna get a little bit of our salt here.
How much do you like to use on this?
Usually I just kind of go by a little bit of a sight or kind of a taste thing, but we're just gonna get a couple pinches of salt on each side here.
Gordon Ramsay would kind of like put a good amount on each side.
That's why Gordon Ramsay is where he's at, and that's why I'm where I'm at.
So how do you know how much to put on if it's different weight? Like each meat cut is different. So how do you know how much?
Well,
to
we got approximately 1,200 grams of our fresh frozen slow thawed meat here.
1,200?
1,200 grams.
You sure?
No.
Do you know where salt originated from, Seth? I forgot. Can you remind me?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, salt has its roots tied into about several different ancient civilizations. Going with our most profound one, coming approximately from some of the greater kingdoms and dynasties in history, including the Zhao, Jing, and obviously some of the ancient Indian, red dot Indian ones we got going on there. Some of those major roads, something you guys might be a little familiar with, the Silk Road. We had all types of spices and a variety of different stuff that was traded along there. And you know, it's really hard to give a definite origination to any one of those to where sodium chloride or salt came from approximately. So
Well, what about pepper then?
Now that's a good question right there.
Alright, so I have Chef Trace swapping in for me. He's gonna show us his mixture here with the mushrooms. So, yeah, go ahead, Trace.
So, what we're gonna do...
Which are the mushrooms at?
Huh? Chokes. And then we're gonna do...
Sorry, dude. Someone cutting onions here? No, we're blending them.
Did you know this isn't like living or a plant? This is fungi.
Which technically, honestly, is alive because most fungi, people really don't know it, but I would say about 90% of the earth is actually covered in different type of funguses, and therefore after they're very
So we got everything in the blender. I've actually never seen anything like this blended. So we're gonna see what happens here. Now, you gotta watch out. Remember, this thing has, what was it, 3,000 ducks?
The equivalent to about 1,200, in the ranges up to possibly 3. What type of ducks you want? You know, you got the little ducks, you got some other ducks, you got Daffy Duck. It just kind of depends. Donald Duck too, but it's all hearsay, really.
I'm gonna put this on high.
Alright, we're just gonna let Trace go back here for about 30 more seconds or something. If you guys come over here, tell you something. Thank you very much for that. Alright guys, we're back here now and we look at our oil here. It's searing. You just want to get a good nice temperature on it to where your oil covers the entirety of the pan on the inside. Gets a nice little smoke rising. We're going to grab our piece of meat here. Damn, that's kind of frozen on this. It's alright, it'll cook through. Okay. And we're going to go back here and get our very nice cut of meat. We're going to put it on the pan here. And we just want to cook each side for maybe 45 to a minute, quite possibly, if that. If you want to sear every side with it, however you're going to cook it. Do you know? Okay, now we got a good sear on that. We're just going to transfer it right back over to our plate. Let it sit there and cool down for a little bit.
Go ahead.
Alright, so we're going to throw this butter in this pan real quick. And we're going to saute up our garlic and... Is it garlic? Now that we have... I'm not gonna make the same mistake as I did on the milkshake video. Throw all this in here. Yum, that looks delightful. Alright. Use this wooden one. Alright. Not gonna lie, it's starting to smell better. I don't like mushrooms. Eyeball a little bit of the salt. That should be about good for all that.
Trace, I know you're a pretty smart chef. Where did the mushrooms come from?
Mushrooms, well, it depends on what kind of mushroom you want. There's ones that are specifically made in tree roots. There's one that specifically grow on There's even ones that specifically grow on certain types of animal Alright, those are good ones. But
let me tell you about some good mushrooms, man. The best mushrooms you can have.
Alright, so what do we do next from here, Seth?
Our next step right now, after we get that sauteed there, a little cool down so we can handle with our bare hands, we're going to take our mustard here and we're just going to pretty much baste it in mustard. We want that whole thing covered, and don't be afraid to get your hands dirty on this one. Okay, now after we do that, I'm just going to rub in our mustard all over the meat here. We just kind of want to get a good texture all over that bugger. And we're just going to put that in the fridge here and let it chill for a second before we continue on. We're gonna let that chill for about 12 minutes, I think, right there, give or take a little bit, we'll check on it. We're gonna go back to Trace making our mushroom and shallot type paste here.
Alright, we got a nice little simmer on that for about 7.35 minutes.
Sounds about right.
I think we're good with that. I think it's pasty enough. What do you guys think? Yeah.
We're gonna go to bake, and we're gonna go up to 425 preheat. Start that bugger there. Okay, now we just wait.
Alright, so while that's chilling and about to be cooked, we're gonna work on some risotto, or however you say it. So what's the recipe called for?
Well, in this instance, we're just gonna get some chicken broth here, and some minced garlic and water.
All right, so what we're gonna do first is, usually calls for 7 cups, liquid measuring cups. All right, so after you put it in a little pan, you're just gonna put it here on medium heat. And cover it up.
Let it simmer. Right now we're gonna put in some oil into our other saucepan. We're gonna need about 2 tablespoons of this oil, so we're gonna have to use 6 teaspoons to get there. We're gonna get 2 tablespoons of our minced garlic here. This one's in water. You know, you guys can get your own little cloves if not here. Like again, 2 tablespoons of this, so we're gonna need actually 6 teaspoons of this. And as we go from there, we're gonna need half a teaspoon of salt, 10 hints of pepper here, just to get us going. Okay, and then our final ingredient with that is we're gonna grab 1 more of these shallots here. So once we get it in there with our olive oil and other ingredients, the flavor is gonna come right on out of that bugger. And then we're gonna dump that bugger right in there. We gotta, you know, every master chef was once a sous chef, except for me.
And finally, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of butter.
There you do.
All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is add some rice.
2 cups of rice.
2 cups of rice right there.
We're just gonna stir this around a couple more times there, just to enrich that rice with the flavor, the shallots, the garlic, the salt, the pepper, everything's in there. Goes back to one of my favorite processes in science, reverse osmosis in a way.
Can you explain that process?
Water purification. Well, you see, the blender comes on. All right, get some more.
All right, so I'm gonna flour up this cutting board so we can get a non-sticky pastry placed down here. I think that should be good. All right, I'll get the pastry out, pre-roll.
How come you didn't make your own pastry today? Not enough time? Huh?
Might want to go look at the Hot Pocket video for that one. Just every video. Go look at the Hot Pocket.
Not even cooking anything.
Alright, we'll put this down. Now we got a crack egg and we're gonna coat this pastry, this egg here. Nice little circular cutting motion. So you cut that yolk, you cut that fetus out of it. Now you want to dip, swirl, and spread.
Just the same reaction.
So I think we have that pretty much covered. So now we're gonna tightly wrap the actual meat into. So to tightly wrap this, I'm gonna of course start with one side, go with the other. Okay, no, that's fine. That's actually fine. And have a little top on it. Yeah. So we're gonna press that in there, and oh, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Oh, got a tear. All right.
Now, do you know where the dish risotto came from?
Well, risotto in itself, of course the name is Italian in nature and originated from most likely that part of the world. In past life, pasta was very popular, still is popular, and a mainstay in Italian culture in Tuscany as well, Criscan. And, well, pasta actually...
I guess we can use some of this egg that he has. We're just gonna put a nice layer of the ingredient, as he likes to say, on. I'm gonna grab some salt. A little sprinkle of salt on there. As you guys can see, I've got the Corey Kinchin gear on. You know, the GOAT himself. And the Raw Scallops gear is coming out soon, but not as soon as the Seth Lauren gear, which will be out. Don't worry about the money that you guys sent in.
Please don't worry about the money there. In patent pendings, everyone's going to be happy and satisfied with what they get. Just don't worry about the money.
Before we throw it in there, we got to make sure we put on our paste with the mushroom and the garlic that Trace did.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the is that? What is that, Private Pile?
Seth, Ramsey's not here.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna come over here and take the beef Wellington out.
Alright, how long was it cooked for?
It was cooked for approximately 37 minutes. And as we bring it over here, we get our thermometer and let us see right where our thermometer is.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
It's cooked just a little bit higher in temperature than we wanted. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna cut it and we're gonna see just how well it cooked. Transfer this right on over to our cutting board. I want this to come out like a shepherd's pie. I want to get the mess out of. Nice crispy bottom. Good old biscuit. Perfectly cooked. Now let's see what we got working here for us. Listen, listen. That is the type of texture you're wanting. You hear that? Listen to this cut. Nice. Now let's get this cut right and to the point. Beautifully wrapped again, I must add, by our other master chef, Trace. Thank you for that. Now let's check out this Beef Wellington.
What do you think, Trace? What do you think of this?
It's a little bloody. The mushroom sauce, a little runny. Overall, I think it's a success, though.
You want to try it?
I actually ate earlier.
What about you, Seth? Let's have a bite. Why not?
Of course, let's have a bite. Piece off the side right here.
So how's this Beef Wellington out of all the ones you've cooked before? How's this one look?
It's adding up to a decently tiered Wellington. I could say that in there. The sauce. It's very hot.
What's the flavor looking like?
That is delicious. Very scrumptious.
Honestly, that's pretty good. A little salty, maybe a little too much. Apart from the mushroom.
Eyeball a little bit of the salt. That should be about good for all that.
Bobo, this is pretty good, not gonna lie. Nice medium rare. As I referred to in my other videos.
Poke that meat with the fork again. Nice.
Just medium rare, you know? That's just how stuff, you know, how people like their food sometimes, so.
It was really good. And again, I can't get over the pastry too. Wow, the pastry wrap with it is just exquisite.
And we also sent some of this out to Gordon Ramsay. When the cameras were rolling, we sent some out. He'll have his thoughts on it later when he talks to Steph. But overall, what would you rate this dish? Is this something you would cook for a special someone on Valentine's Day?
You know, I think the right recipe with this one, the risotto, the mushroom, and shallot paste, yes, I would. Long answer short, I would. I definitely would.
Do you have someone in mind?
If you gentlemen will Excuse me.
And where did you train from?
I was trained in the culinary arts in Italy.
And working in an Italian restaurant?
Yes.
I thought the risotto was an insult. It was mush.
Okay, that's your opinion.
I'm just amazed that you lived in Italy that length of time. You studied there, you worked there, and they didn't even teach you how to make risotto.
Again, that's your opinion.
Why in your tiny mind do you think it's still fresh from last Saturday?
It was refrigerated, it was chilled. It was kept at below room temperature.
A reaching cooler confirms in your mind that it's fresh.
Yes, absolutely it does.
I'm sorry, but I mean, you know, this is really weird for me. You call yourself the executive chef? You should be ashamed. You served me risotto from a week old. What are you doing? You're not a real chef, are you?
Yes, I am a real chef.
What? Any chef that keeps hold of that crap in his fridge for a week, 2 weeks, in my mind, has given up. A lack of caring, a lack of responsibility, and more importantly, ignorance. Me, what more can you say?
All right, so the last thing is, out of all the things we've cooked, where would you rate this? What kind of rank would you give this?
Honestly, I'm a little upset that the Beef Wellington came out so rare, even though saying it was 130 degrees inside. Other than that, I give the Beef Wellington 7.3 out of a 10. The chicken risotto, though, may I say, I have outdone myself once again.
I think the problem with this is we took it out a little too early. We're kind of in a hurry. But honestly, if this would have cooked a little bit longer, it would have been perfectly fine. I mean, it's still good to eat.
Well, the only good thing with most red meat, it's okay if it's rare in a sense. Uncooked, never good.
All right, so like he said, this is about a solid 7 out of 10. If this was cooked longer, could have been probably like a nice 8, 8.2. This, I'd say it was like solid 8.
Alright guys, thanks for tuning in for another video of raw scallops, and just thank you guys for who all watches and everyone who's gonna watch now, because we're only putting out more videos. And anything else you gotta add, Jemima?
If you've made it to this far in the video, I just want to say thank you. And you know, with that being said, like he said, we have some more stuff coming out. Just stay tuned. And thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.